Hello,
Bula.
Bula from Fiji with Love with Lisa and Cheryl.
Lisa, we're not in Fiji anymore.
No, we're not. We are here in Dallas because there was not a great time for us to fly on to Newark. So we're just taking a night to catch up a little bit because we've been going all day. What did we figure out?
About 16 now. It's probably like 20 hours
Hmm.
because we had to unfortunately grab food from the refrigerator downstairs. There was a bad storm
Food.
here. Food. There was a bad storm here in Dallas, which unfortunately has caused some disruptions for a lot of the teams that we were traveling with.
Hmm.
Four of us ended up staying. We hope Janelle and Tabitha got
Tabitha.
out.
Yep.
We did hear from everybody else. They did eventually get on their flight. Some of them were running like the Amazing Race. What
Yeah.
else would it be
Right,
if we
right.
weren't running for something?
Right. But I know we jumped on real quickly on the airplane, but we did want to kind of give you a little more about today. Cheryl, take the lead on that for me.
So our secret mission number 4, which was our final secret mission, was again to explore and discover everything that Licky Luku, the luxury resort we were staying at for the one night, had to offer. So we had chose and reserved some glass bottom kayaks with Team Vinaka. We went out there, and Tabitha and actually
Janelle,
Janelle joined us on the stand-up
paddleboard.
paddle boards, and we paddled around the lagoon, the overwater bungalows, saw a lot of nice sea life.
Hmm.
What were the blue
Beautiful photo.
starfish again? Beautiful coral. We didn't see our friend the shark
No, but he had
today.
been by earlier in the morning. He had actually not only did I see him on the walk that I was recording, but he actually we were sitting on our day bed and we could see him swim right, and he was
Literally
like
right at the
right this
shoreline
close to the
where the
shoreline.
waves were rolling in.
Yeah, so it
Well,
was.
we actually started our morning with a 7 a.m. Zoom
Yep.
with Travel Answers,
Hmm.
who is one of the companies sponsoring us. I think we'd like to take some time to thank them.
Them,
Denise and Beth were absolutely
our
fabulous.
leaders,
Our fearless leaders, as we
our
call them.
taskmasters.
Yes, our taskmasters,
Taskmasters.
cracking the whip.
Cracking the whip. Thank our wonderful teams, Team Vanaka, Team Bula, Team Yarda. You guys made this trip absolutely amazing. Is probably to date one of the best. Famils and Famil in your world is a familiarization trip. It is for us to educate ourselves on the destination, on the properties, the ins and outs, so that when we are looking to sell you. So it was so fabulous to have all these other girls to
Collaborate
collaborate
with.
with, share ideas with, discuss
And
what we liked, didn't like, who we would put here. So it was great to just have that team. And even though we were having the fun racing aspect behind it with the social media part, it really was just a great trip. And then, of course, today with the flight, we have to thank Fiji Tourism for providing, working with the different hoteliers, and of course Fiji
Fiji
Airways that
Airways.
brought us back to the
So
States.
we both felt when we got off the flight at it was almost 7 o'clock. We were delayed because of the weather here in Dallas,
Mhm.
leaving Fiji, and we both felt pretty refreshed. I
Yeah.
think we got a lot more sleep than we thought we
So,
did. It was comfortable. We had a dinner service and then a breakfast service,
and
and
only 12 hours on the way back because of the tailwinds. So the flight is a little bit shorter when you're coming back this way.
again, I think we've mentioned before, but this is a new routing for Fiji Airways. So if you're coming from my area, which is Newark Airport, you would fly to Dallas, and then you would also, which is the new routing,
Mhm.
or you have the choice of LA or LAX or San Francisco, which is another option. And it does, I think it's nice that it breaks up.
Breaks it
I
up.
feel a little more refreshed. We have a good
Yeah.
night's sleep. We're up again early tomorrow, and we'll
Yep.
be landing back at Newark at just before noontime. So I think it's a nice, if you're fearful of taking that really long flight, you hear the time and you're saying,
It's
oh my
really
gosh,
not that
it's
bad. And there's the fresh,
16,
the
17
hot
hours.
towelettes on board,
Yes, they
plenty of water to keep you hydrated. You can get up and move around, do your stretches. Highly recommend that. And don't forget, they are in partnership with
with American
American Airlines.
Airlines.
So, use your American frequent flyer number, earn rewards with them. I discovered now that I'm going to be based in South Carolina that I can go directly into Dallas on American and then make the connection over to Fiji.
And they also fly to Australia.
Yeah, and the plane with this new route was full. So it is already very popular. So it's time to get you on board Fiji Airways. And
Plus, they've been having some really good promotions. Before we left, there was $749 pricing, which is fabulous.
Great pricing.
You can't even go to, I hate to say, some of these other islands, Punta Cana sometimes, or Aruba.
And as we mentioned, we had done Purple Turtle as our transfer into the islands.
So that was a private transfer.
That was private. Today, coming out of the islands, we use South Sea Cruises, which is the normal transfer. It's a bigger boat, smoother ride. But
it's like a two-tier ferry boat that you would ferry between islands.
But it does make stops at the multiple islands. So it was about a 2-hour transfer over, but the sun was setting. We got to see some of the other islands like Castaway Island. We got to see, was it Mana? The one that they filmed Survivor at, or where the Survivor cast stays. It stopped there.
And it's a public transportation. There was a lot of day trippers on there. I think a lot of people that went to Cloud 9, which is kind of a huge overwater bungalow with platforms, and they swim and snorkel and party. There's a DJ. There's, I believe it's open bar. And a lot of people were coming from that. They had their snorkel gear, their bathing suits on. But for us, it's a learning experience. So now we know we have Purple Turtle, which is private. There's some other private companies out there. That's just who took us on the way in. They were fabulous. They also sponsored our trip over to Castaway Island.
And they did a snorkeling trip for us as well out of Matamanoa. And I'll get to there. We're going to go for a quick, oh my gosh. See, I'm tongue-tied again. Sleep deprived now. But we'll do a quick recap because it's amazing how much we actually did fit into this week. But the trip home has been great. We're going to miss everybody. This is where it gets hard. I will tell you, for me, travel depression is a real thing. It is so hard to be around so many wonderful people.
And we had so many laughs.
Yeah, not just the people I traveled with the island, because, of course, obviously we arrived here today. There wasn't any bula.
No bula.
No bula. But I do want to give a shout out to our Fairfield Inn courtesy van driver. He was pretty cool, I have to say. He was pretty cool. So that was nice to kind of have that welcome back into the States, because it wasn't expected.
Yeah.
But it's hard to believe we arrived down there back on October 18th. We did a visit first off with Shangri-La Unuka Island Resort, which was a more upscale family resort. Then we went from there to
so that was one night, just to let you know.
No, we didn't stay there.
We didn't stay there. That's right. So just to let you know, we're going to recap this and let you know how many nights we stayed everywhere, so you can really see how busy and how much of an amazing race this really was for us as travel agents.
So so that was just a site inspection. From that site inspection, we did get over to the outrigger, but that day, if you recall, it feels like it's been, and this is usually a good sign of a trip for me. I feel like I've been gone for months. So when we did the Totoka River Safari, that was day one with all those wonderful village children and the high-speed boat. And
we had a kava experience. We got to share kava with the village. They welcomed us in as their family. And that's another thing I don't know if we've mentioned. And we've mentioned how kind the people are, but they're always welcome you. Welcome home. Welcome home. You might have seen that in some of our posts that they put on the beds. Welcome home. It's always welcome home. And it's see you soon. It's never goodbye, because they assume you are definitely coming back to Fiji after you've gotten the Fiji bug.
But it was so crazy because we did that. We go to the outrigger. We had
for one night
at the outrigger, but that's it was just that too is also a family resort, but does have the adult only section, not only for sleeping. They have an adult only pool. They are also set up for weddings and conventions.
They have the beautiful Hilltop Spa, which was...
No, that wasn't the Hilltop Spa.
Oh, the Hilltop Wedding Chapel.
The Wedding Chapel,
but the spa was right next door to it.
Oh, okay.
It was up there. It's a Hilltop Spa and Wedding Chapel.
And that was really pretty. They take you up there. So I guess we had two.
So that was one night there.
One night there. Then we were off and running again. Oh, and while we were there, we did the cooking class. That's when we had the warrior cooking class.
Nope.
Yeah.
That was after that.
No,
we checked out of there.
No, it was at Outrigger. I'm looking at our itinerary.
No, Remember that got switched because it was raining. We did that at Nanuka.
Oh, Nanuku.
Nanuka.
Oh, okay.
So we did have some adjustments in our schedule.
That's right.
On the front end. So after we checked out of the outrigger,
We
went to a new resort for 2 nights, which was kind of special because we had that beautiful villa. If anybody saw our recap with our Villa Mama,
Yeah.
we videoed her giving us the tour, and that's typical welcome tour that you would get. We even had a towel folding class with her.
Right. That video is yet to be posted, but you can find the tour of our room with Villa Mama on YouTube. It is on the Boomerang Escapes YouTube page and also was shared on our Facebook pages.
So that was a 2-bedroom villa,
Mm-hmm.
beachfront. We had our own plunge pool. We had our own cabana, which I think we broadcast from the one night.
Yeah.
We had 2.5 bathrooms,
Yeah.
full kitchen,
We really enjoyed that. And this was a more
upscale.
so we just came from Outrigger, which was, I would say, average, value rating. So the Nanuku was a higher level family resort, probably closer to 4+ on a star rating if I had to give it a star, but it was a family friendly resort. And it also had, because of these villa style properties, it had the option that one to almost put like 7, like multiple.
those
It
rooms.
would have been really good for multi-generational.
They had bicycles
or
outside your
our
villa,
group and the bicycles.
and they had a beautiful pool, which we didn't even get to try. It was raining. We had a cooking class. That was one of our optional things that we had
Yeah,
chose
that's where
to
the
do
cooking
and
class, right. She's
try
right. Mhm.
try at that resort. This was something optional. We had our spa treatments there, which were fabulous.
Oh yeah, the ladies. That was our.
So we happened to get the
full
spa treatment the
massage.
first day,
Yeah.
and then we
And,
did the cocktail
We had the cocktail class.
making class the night
Yep.
before. And then before we got our spa treatments and our assignments, we all participated in a warrior cooking class
Yep.
that had gotten moved to that resort, which Lisa could talk about.
Yeah, that was fun. It was traditional Fijian cooking. We made their kokando, which is the like ceviche with their mackerel, and then we
Oh, that's right.
also cooked in bamboo shoots on an
Homemade.
open fire, and that was stuffed with shrimp. And they were saying, depending, the people closer to the ocean cook one way, and the people that are more inland cook a different way. So they were explaining like the stuff we were eating in that's Fijian
Culture.
and depends on where you live. And obviously, the people closer to the water have more of the
I think I really
seafood.
enjoyed the ceviche.
Yeah, that was
It was
good.
really
And-
neat, and everything was soaked in coconut milk.
Yeah, coconut
So-
is very, very widely used in a lot of the dishes here. But keeping going here,
The next day we did another,
we were still at Nanuku. We
right?
did our 2 days in Nanuku, but let's just go ahead and hop off from Nanuku because you've seen the videos, right? Hopefully you've seen the videos. You need to go back and see the videos if you haven't watched the videos of Nanuku. The only sad part about these first 2 days really was both at the Outrigger and in Nanuku was those were the days it rained. And
Rained,
all these
yes.
places, the Shangri-La, the Outrigger, and Nanuku are on the main island. So that's one difference. So those 3 resorts are on the main island, and we did
Yeah.
get the rain.
So the second day we took the longtail boats.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Up
that.
to the
That
waterfall.
was fun. The waterfall.
So it was
I
about a
almost forgot
10-minute,
about
yeah,
that.
that's what I was saying.
I forgot.
So it was about a 10-minute ride from the resort. The van picked us up, took us to our longboat. We went out in groups of 5, so the teams were broken up, and we had Beth as our fearless leader, the chief, as she's known
the
as
chieftain, yeah,
in the village.
Master Chief.
And it was raining again, but we made the best of it.
Oh, yeah.
We
Got wet.
motored up the river. At the end, we got to an area where we just parked the boat on the side of the river. We had about a half-a-mile hike in,
Yeah, I'd say roughly. It
and
wasn't
we got to
bad.
this beautiful waterfall. It was a little slippery here and there because of the rain, but it wasn't cold, it wasn't
No, no.
damp, it was refreshing. And we got to this beautiful waterfall where I think all of us went in and swam. It was a little difficult to swim to the waterfall because nobody told us not to swim directly at it, to swim around the side because a current was pushing you downstream.
Yeah.
But that was kind of neat. It was,
Yeah.
being one with nature. It's one of the tour options you could do if you stay at several resorts, but that was from Nanuka.
Mm-hmm. That was for
And then sadly, the next morning we woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning was the Indian celebration.
Diwali. I'm going to pronounce it wrong.
Diwali. So there's a big population of Indian culture here. So everybody celebrated. So the resort was being decorated.
Mhm.
And at 8 o'clock in the morning, we were all invited to their typical prayer service in the morning
Mhm.
where they sing, and I wouldn't say chant, but they sing, they say prayers, and everybody's welcome. And every single employee at the resort shows up for this event before their day starts. So that was kind of interesting to be
nice
invited and be part of that.
Yep.
And then where did we go to after that?
Then we headed back to
Port General.
back to the port, and
So still on the main island, we did about a 2-hour transfer by bus to Port General, which is on the coast. It's on the Coral Coast, which is what most of those resorts were located, like Lisa said, on the main island. And we hopped on Purple Turtle, a private transfer
and
to the next resort. No,
Which-
actually,
no,
we went
site
for a site inspection. Site inspection at Takariki,
Yes,
which is another luxury property,
This is adult only.
adults only. And the general manager there,
Patrice
was wonderful.
lovely,
She's
lovely.
lovely. And I think
Very high touch
services.
service here.
You could tell it's very elevated.
Yeah, elevated, really pays attention to the details. She was even like catching things as she was
Like the
giving a
maid,
resort
we went
tour.
past one of the burrows, and the maid left the mop hanging over the edge of the wall. She went over and moved it and put it down. If she saw something out of place on the sidewalk we were walking, not even a sidewalk, on the cement path.
And they had a fun thing, and I don't know if we mentioned this when we did our little recap that night, where if you're a repeat guest, you get to plant a tree, and you also get a hat that says how many times
Stays you've been there, so it would have a number on it.
So,
it would say VIP 5.
5. So you have to get to 10, I believe it is, to plant the tree. I think it was 10.
Yes, I think it was after 10 visits, they plant a tree and they have your name under the tree. And that's up by the beautiful wedding chapel they also have on property. But knowing this was a luxury property, it wasn't just the resort itself. It was, like Lisa said, the little special touches that Patrice had
that's
explained
really
to
what
us that they
elevated
do.
this
Those little details that you might not find in another
beautiful
resort.
spa, beautiful workout gym. Because I know
And very authentic to
I thought that two
very
pools,
Fijian.
one being a salt pool. So these were some of the differences of this one. And all the rooms face the water. So it doesn't matter what category you're in, all the rooms face the water. So again, a lovely property. Unfortunately, we were just there for a couple hours for a site inspection before we moved on to our 2-night stay at Matamanoa, which that's where we met up again with Purple Turtle for some activities, which you mentioned.
Day one, our assignment was to what was that our assignment? No, that was so we were scheduled to go to Castaway Island, and that was what Purple Turtle
Well, first
took us
we did
to.
the snorkeling tour the day before. We just did the snorkeling around the island with the Great Reef the day before.
Oh, that's right. So upon arrival,
See,
in
you
the
can
afternoon,
see we did so much.
Does.
Like
It feels
it's
like it was
oh
2
my
weeks
gosh,
ago.
like how much, like so much. And we wouldn't necessarily jam pack you like this. This really is for us to kind of go at hyper speed to fit in as many things. And that's really was the challenge overall was how much can we actually participate in to experience
at each one of these resorts.
so we can tell you what it was like. And obviously if when we're talking to you in person, we'll be able to go into a little more detail. We're trying to run through this. We have to be out of here. We're being picked up at 6 a.m. It is going on 9:40. I know they're on the East Coast. You're going on 11. My computer's on East Coast time still. But yeah, we had a regular snorkeling tour.
Which Purple Turtle took us out around the island, which is supposed to be the best
And
snorkeling.
you kind of go around where some the other side of the island, where one set of categories are that are more up and open front. They only have the 3-room categories there.
And the
Makes
coral
it
there
easier.
was beautiful,
The
very
coral was
colorful.
very colorful.
There was almost like a drop-off point that you could snorkel to. It was almost, I feel like I was in the movie Nemo, where don't go to the drop-off, don't go beyond, go beyond. In my head as I'm snorkeling, I'm hearing that, don't go to the deep water. But it dropped off. I don't know how many feet it was, but it was pretty big drop-off. And the current was very strong that day. We had some strong winds, so we were moving, but that was fun.
But the next day was the Malolo Island, which is the Castaway experience, the island that a lot of the Castaway movie
Was
scenes
filmed.
with Tom Hanks. It is, don't get it confused because I was confused. Believe it or not, I have not seen the movie Castaway. So I was
Shame on
not,
you.
I know, I was,
Shame
all
on
these
you.
girls were going, Wilson, Wilson, Wilson. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I don't really, I mean,
So we met Wilson's cousin. Actually, first, one of the teams got a coconut delivered to their room with a drawing that was to look like Wilson. So we were a little suspicious, like this was a challenge. So they brought it with them because we weren't really sure. At every
yeah.
turn, we were getting some sort of a challenge or a surprise. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about what it was at the
But
end.
lots of good things on there. We learned how you would make a fire. We learned how to husk a coconut. We tried
Learned the different coconuts.
ways to eat coconut, drink coconut, coconut marshmallow.
I think we mentioned they taught us how to survive, what you needed to survive
Yep.
on an island for a month,
Yeah.
which was a machete, which we had forgotten about, water, and a lighter.
And we snorkeled, and it was just really, I mean, even though it was a tour, it was probably one of the most relaxing days we had. And gosh, the next day back at the resort, this was before we
Oh,
were
so
running.
our challenge again was still to try out the things at the resort.
So
we
we had
a ping pong competition
we did a ping pong
with
competition.
Team Vanaka.
We enjoyed our private pool.
We did get to our plunge
We
pool.
did basket weaving class. Some of us succeeded, and
some of us failed. It's not easy.
There were only 2 of us that succeeded out of the group.
Out of 10. That's not a good rating.
And we did the hike for the 360-degree views.
But we weren't eliminated. That was important.
No,
we did not get eliminated
not get
for our horrible basket weaving skills.
Yeah.
Lisa carried the ball on that one.
Yep. We did the hike, and
we hiked to the top.
And we saved our little massage treatment, so we did end our stay
with a foot massage.
With a foot
at
massage.
Another hilltop spa.
And Trish there was great too.
Yeah,
she
Trish
was absolutely
She
great.
was, if you watched our video, she was our filming / broadcast editor
for the
on our ping pong competition.
Yeah.
So I think she made that video.
Yeah,
and this was nothing was scripted.
No.
This was just us playing ping pong, and she was putting in her commentary. Not that we asked her. We thought it was pretty hysterical.
It was great. And the food. So this is an adult only property. More in a value price range. It's great for honeymoons. So it is truly gives you that island Fijian feel, very laid back. They are getting a refurb, so we're really excited to see
January
to March
they're going to be
shutting down. They're actually going to shut down so they don't disturb guests. Sorry, here we've been doing,
which is big because a lot of resorts will continue to operate. And we did have our film crew for our silly pool video was on their second stay there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of exciting. And we did that, believe it or not, in one take. No practice. Our synchronized swimming in our plunge pool. So that was showcasing you the plunge pool. And it was neat. So technically we interviewed them after we had asked them, invited them into our room to film us.
I was going to say that the Castaway tour is done on the island of Monariki. And so not to get confused, that's where I was going before, not to get confused with the Castaway Island Resort. They're 2 separate entities. So there is Castaway Island Resort, which is a completely different island. The Castaway tour is done on Monariki. Yes. So we had a fabulous time there at Matamanoa. That was the white beach sand that both Cheryl and I had sent some videos up from, that we were out doing some beach combing.
Well, Lisa's our
I did
resident
live.
Sunrise videographer.
Yes, I was the girl getting up every morning. Somebody took it for the team, right? So I was the girl getting up at 5 a.m. to make sure we had some sunrise shots for the group. So,
and that was a beautiful beach to walk on.
It was a beautiful beach. That was a nice white sand beach.
We snuck up on Kelly. She was out there early.
Yeah.
A little bit later than us. We snuck up on her thinking we would scare her, but we didn't.
So from here, we went to Malolo Island Resort for a night.
One night.
This is a
family resort.
It is
plantation style.
Yeah, plantation style.
Totally different vibe there.
Where all of our other ones had the grass hut kind of roofing and the wood timber. These were white,
White.
looked like a more of a slat board, had like the front porch. So it really did
Yeah,
give
so
more of an island
our little rooms there,
English
had a front
plantation
porch,
feel.
the main restaurant, and over by the adults only pool, which they did have, which had a
Right.
nice swim up bar. It looked like a plantation house that you were walking up to. So it was totally different vibe from all the other places. Still had that Fijian
Fijian
feel
feel.
to it, but not as much with the white. Our rooms were lovely there. They were
Yeah.
also beachfront.
Beachfront. This was a smaller, more coral-based beach, a little more brown
Yeah.
than the other island. The great thing here, though, was you could go right out and snorkel from the beach. Lots of beautiful coral, lots of
Lots
beautiful
of
fish. Didn't have to get wet. I did a video of a morning walk there on the pier showing you that you didn't even have to get wet to see the fish.
The parrotfish were beautiful.
Yep. I did do their hilltop. I did their shorter version. There is a longer version hike, but I did do the hike and go up and do the hike. There's sunrise tours that you can do with the hiking as well. So it was a cute little property,
Yeah, it
and
was.
We had
And
a
they
lot
had-
of fun there.
But we interviewed the sports.
Yep, lots of activities going that we
You
were.
could have went water skiing. You could have went stand-up paddleboarding. They had sailboats there as well. They had kayaks. We inquired, but we really didn't have time before we had to move on to our next resort. Surfing. There's a
Surfing.
company called Three Brothers that
Yep.
they'll arrange for you to go surfing, whether you're an expert, and you can go over to, it's not Cloud9.
Yeah,
What was
it is Cloud9.
Cloud9?
Yeah, Cloud
No,
Nine.
it's Cloud something else.
No, Cloud9.
Cloud9.
Cloud
Or
Nine,
if you're
Cloud9.
just beginners or intermediate, there are two other areas
Yes.
that they would take you to and give you surfing lessons. So it's just something else that you might not have thought of that you could be doing in Fiji as well.
And then from there, we took a hop, skip, and a jump.
Around the other side of the same island.
Yep. Where,
So two resorts share this island and they're sister properties.
yep. And you're going to say it for me?
Oh, Liki Luku? Oh,
Yes,
Liki Luku.
So this is your 5-star luxury adult only property, infinity pool,
Again, our barrows had,
beachfront properties, and the overwater bungalows.
so there's 10 overwater bungalows. There's only 2 resorts here, I believe, in all of Fiji. I think the other one is a Marriott that have the overwater bungalows.
Yep.
And the director of operations was lovely.
Oh,
She sat,
Bellini.
yeah,
I
she
think
sat
I'm
and chatted
pronouncing
with
it
us
right.
for about 15
Yeah,
minutes
she was
this
great.
morning. Again, our assignment was to do and try as much as possible, which we kind of talked about already.
You're right.
And we did finally get to relax by a pool for a
Yeah.
little bit this afternoon.
So yeah, I know that was we're still on the same day because
Yeah.
it was the 25th there. We're back here on the 25th. So
So it's
when
still
you're
Saturday for us.
right when you're coming back, it's like Groundhog Day. So you do the same day twice. So
We were
So,
lucky
yeah.
enough to get a late checkout, so we got to enjoy a little bit more of the resort. I think yesterday Lisa and I went walking on the beach. Beth and I met up and we were shelling. A lot of beautiful shells there. And
well, and we'd had the tour with the iguanas and the
Oh,
garden,
yes.
and just got the information on the conservation efforts and the sustainability and the different things that the resort does to support the local
villages.
So that was great. I mean, it's everything really is spectacular. And now here we sit in Dallas. With Fiji behind us, but plenty more photos to share, plenty more videos coming your way. We'll get caught up on all of those. But if you guys have any questions at all, certainly reach out to us.
And if we don't have the answers, we have the support behind
Right.
us. We can get you the answers. And this is just a tip of the iceberg of how many resorts there are and different budgets for everybody within Fiji. So
And it was so like that was one of the couples that we met at Liku was there on their 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I said, why did you pick this resort? And he said, we wanted to do something different. We wanted to go somewhere where we could just relax. And that is really a lot of the feeling. You can do as much as you want, but Fiji is so relaxing. It is such a happy feeling. I mean,
you said it this morning on our Zoom call.
Yeah, Fiji
happy. That's their tagline for the tourism board, and that's it. Fiji happy.
But we were talking about anxiety and stress and everything, and and sleeping. And I'm like, I didn't actually take melatonin the other night. I didn't have to take anything to get to sleep.
And we never
And
we were laughing because we have a TV in our room here.
and,
We
and
didn't have a TV at all for the last week, which
yeah,
nobody missed.
most of the rooms have no TVs, have no phones
So
in
you can
them.
really disconnect when you
It's a
come to Fiji.
great destination to disconnect, definitely. And we highly recommend it. Put it on your radar if it's not already there.
And it doesn't have to be this year or next year. It could be for a
Okay.
special occasion. It could be for honeymoon. It could be for anything. It doesn't have to be immediate, but
Right.
keep it, like Lisa said, keep it on your radar. It's a really special place. And I think we've said it over and over. The people is what really makes
Yeah.
it special. It's not like any other island.
Yeah.
It's
And then I would guess, just stay tuned. We are going to have the opportunity to invite you, our clients, to a special webinar that will go into a little more detail. I know we've shared a lot with you, but this really, we will be having Travel Answers join the webinar, and so there will be a time for Q&A and just more details, and it will have more of a slideshow. It'll be a Zoom. So if you're interested, just watch out. I'm sure
Check your
we'll either
emails.
just email you, or you might find it in my newsletter in the next couple weeks as soon as they let us know that they're going to provide that opportunity for us to invite you into a little peek of what we actually did with, more of a professional photos.
So
Not that our little screen didn't do well for our little
Yeah, I
show.
think
We're
it's
going to
pretty
be sad to miss. I'm going
I
to miss
know.
our show.
I know.
I'm going to miss. Hopefully, you guys are going to miss us too, right?
Yep.
Yep. But I think that's all,
I
right?
think
Is there
that ties it
anything else?
up. No, for now.
That's it.
We got
for
an
now.
early call again tomorrow, and
Yeah, Flying United
from Dallas with love.
From Dallas with love. PJ's in Paradise. Boomerang Escapes.
Bayhead Travel.
Call us.